Chem peeps, let's talk about net ionic equations. When you have a net ionic equation, you obviously have ionic compounds that are dissolved in solution, and the net means what is actually chemically reacting and what is not. So here in the first line, I have what's called a molecular equation. It's just a balanced chemical equation. And usually the problem will say, from this molecular equation, please write the net ionic equation. I want to point out some things that you will see. You will see that most of the substances in the reaction are aqueous, meaning that they're dissolved, and because they're ionic, they break apart into their ions, cations and anions. It is really important for a net ionic equation to be able to be written that one of the products is either a solid, liquid, or gas. Solid liquids and gases do not break apart in solution. So the next step is I'm going to write the complete ionic equation, not the net, the complete. This is everything that's found in the solution in the beaker. So looking at the aqueous solutions, what we're going to do is in the next line, we're going to break them apart into their positive and negative ions. I do not break apart the solid, liquid, or gas. So in the next line, you will see that everything that is an ion is aqueous. I have broken it apart, and I have shown, if you see here, the charges of all of the ions that are now floating around in solution. Notice that the solid is still intact. It has not broken apart. Also notice that I have taken the 2 that was on the nitrate and placed it in front. And for the 2 that's a coefficient, I've applied it to both the cation and anion. So I have 2 cations of potassium and 2 nitrate polyatomic ions. What we're going to do to move to the next step is that we're going to take out what are called the spectator ions. And just like if you were to go to a basketball game and you were watching it, you weren't playing it, you are called the spectators. You're not participating. And so what we're going to do is to take like things from both sides of the equations. Those will be the spectators. So here you see I have 2 potassium ions, 2 potassium ions. So those are going to fall out of the equation. I have 2 nitrate polyatomic ions, and those are going to fall out. So my spectators in this reaction are potassium ion and nitrate polyatomic ion. So whatever's remaining is what is written in the net ionic equation. And that is how we write a net ionic equation. Find part 2 of this where I do 2 examples, one predicting and then writing the net ionic equation, and then also just writing a net ionic equation from a balanced molecular equation. Talk to you later.